Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and tomorrow is Patreon Day. We are releasing our September monthly competition. So that's going to be 3 linked Sudokus, and I think that you'll find them very entertaining. Not quite as easy as last month, let's say that, but good fun. Here comes the drilling, just starting up today. Never mind. We are going to persevere anyway and enjoy ourselves with a Sudoku called Dancing Among the Stars by JC, who I think this is the second time on the channel for JC. Thank you very much for sending us this. Now, before I go through the rules, there are a few other things. Obviously, the 500k pack in the app, which is fantastic. Do download our app. You can do that free. You can even get this pack of puzzles for the 500k free. There are puzzles by absolute monsters of the Sudoku world in a good sense. 23 puzzles by some of your favorite constructors, and it's getting great reviews, very unsurprisingly. So all good news there. Now, what else have we got going on? Well, I mean, there's all the other stuff on the links in the description field under the video, merchandise and Sven's Sudoku pad, etc., Discord, and how to get to Patreon. But the first link is to this puzzle. Now, I don't know why it's called Dancing Among the Stars. Does it look like dancing and stars? Maybe. Anyway, there's a few rules, but they're all the normal ones, as long as you know between lines, I guess. So, normal Sudoku rules apply. That's 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box. Digits in cages must sum to the total given, so these add up to 26. Digits along an arrow must sum to the circled value, so those two add up to that one. Now be careful about the circles, because digits on a between line, and those are the thin lines like here, and here, and here, and here, must be between the outside digits. So these two circles are doing double duty. They're acting for the between lines here, here, and here, but also for the arrows coming out of them. I think that's clear enough, but it's maybe surprising. Digits separated by a white circle are 1 digit apart. They're consecutive numbers. Numbers in a quad circle, so that's one of these, must appear in one of the adjacent cells. So you've got to have a 2 in there somewhere, at least 1 5 in there. Those are the rules. Do give it a try on the link under the video. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And one of the things I could do straight away is work out that 30 in 4 cells is always 9876. But look at these boxes. If you've watched our stuff before, you may well have come across the phenomenon known as the Fistemafel ring. Now, Fistemafel didn't discover it, but he did popularize this. And it is the bizarre phenomenon that, and I'm going to color them in, the cells in purple here must contain the exact digits that appear in the cells in green. The same 16 digits appear in that green ring and in those purple cells, and that applies in every Sudoku that is valid that uses 3x3 boxes. So it's an astonishing thing, and I will quickly try and give you a demonstration of why that must be. So let us start by colouring all of rows 3 and 7, columns 3 and 7 green. That is 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, counting these ones twice. That's how that works. Yeah, that is true. So if you then take away these cells and these ones once, then you will get these cells, which must be 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9 minus those exterior, or minus all of these cells. And if you similarly take boxes 1, 3, 7, and 9 and take away the cells that are highlighted, you must have the same set of digits as we had in green, only now they are clearly the purple cells. So there are different ways of viewing it, but that is one of them. And the fact remains that these purple cells are also in green. And now look, we've got two sets of 9, 8, 7 and 6 to fit into the greens. And that's quite difficult to do because these are all on between lines with bigger and smaller numbers there. First of all, let's concentrate on the fact that we've got two 9s to fill in on this green ring. Where can they go? Well, 9 can never go on a between cell because you can't get a bigger number into the circles. So 9 must always go in the circles, but it's clearly not in box 7 because 9 in this box is in one of those 4 cells, and it's not here in box 3 because 9 in that box is in one of those cells. So the two 9s that we need to put in are straight away in those cells. Now it's much better than that actually, because what we can then do is look at these boxes. This is beautiful. We've now got to make up 26, not using a 9 in this box. So 8, 7, 6, 5, that's all it can be. And we've got to make up a 25 up here. Now that's not quite the same as 26. We have to take 1 from 8, 7, 6, 5. So it's 8, 7, 6, 4. And now we know the contents of all the purple cells and the contents of all the green cells. And we need 4 sets of 6, 7 and 8. And where can you ever put those on between lines that have a 9 on? Well, they're going to have to be, they can't be the smallest, or you couldn't get something in between them. So we've got 4 sets of 6, 7, 8. The other cells we've got are 1, 4 and 1, 5, and they must be a pair in these. And we've kind of done the between lines rule completely now. We've used it entirely, and we don't need it anymore. We don't even need these colours anymore. As long as we remember that that 4 and 5 that I've just put in are a pair and have to be different. Maybe I'll just colour them green. So I try and remember that they are a pair and they are, one is a 4 and one is a 5. We've finished using the Fistemafel ring already. Got loads of digits in the grid. What's the next step? The next step is quite obviously here. This is a 3-cell arrow. Can't have a 7 or 8 on it. It's got to be a 6 here, plus 1 and 2 there makes 9. Now we can use this white dot. So this is a digit adjacent to 1 or 2, and it can't be 1 or 2 itself, so that's 3, and we get 2 and 1 there. And now we've sorted out the greens straight away, because this can not be anything bigger than 4 according to this cell, and it can't be anything less according to this box. So we're straight away done. Okay, and I'm going to uncolour those cells, and the Fistemafel ring is over, the between lines are over, these arrows are over. I mean, that, I have to say, it feels a bit like cheating using the Fistemafel ring sometimes, because if you didn't know about it and you just approached this puzzle in a different way, I wonder how long it would take, and I suspect a long time to get this far. And yet the way we've done it, it's been relatively pain-free. So sometimes a little knowledge, well, Pope's quote is that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, I think. But hopefully it's been just a helpful thing here. So in this box, we've got a 5, 9 pair. I don't know if the puzzle just falls apart at this point, but maybe it doesn't. Let's just tread carefully and do it as properly as we can. That is a 1, 2, 3, or 4. This can't be 8 because it's part of a total here, so that can't be 6. In fact, this must be 1 or 2 now to make up the difference between 6 or 7 and 7 or 8. We've got lots of 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. I am going to pencil mark them because it's what I'm like. And a few 1, 2, 3, 5 sets up here. Now let's use these quads. 2 has to be on one of those cells, so it's not in those. Maybe full pencil marking is not the right way to go on this puzzle, but I can never resist it. 8 is on one of those, so it's not there. One of those 2 is an 8. Oh, what's going on with this white dot? Oh, that's not the 8. So we've got 8 there. It's there. This also isn't a 7. And this can be 3 or 5, depending what that is, I think. So I've got no 8 there. Don't think I can use that one. Now, what about what's going on here? That is 1, 2, 3, or 4. This isn't 4 or 1. This isn't 2 or 3. That doesn't resolve what these are. But 4 there is not in those cells, so it's in one of these two. So 4 is not in one of these two, and now that can't be a 1. Yeah, that's true. Now, is that sort of thing not available? Oh, look, 5 is looking up there. That's where it's available. And on this quad, we have to have a 5 on that side, therefore. Now, 5 is in one of those two cells and not in one of these two. Now it's in one of these two, and that chain peters out because it doesn't help with these. Oh, look, that's looking at a 2 and a 3. So that's a 1. This is a 4. Now this is a 4. No, not a 4. No, there's no 1 there. Well, there's me here. But there's no 1 there. So none of those are 1. So one of these is a 1. I could have seen that in the box. That means that in this column, one of these two is a 1. And that's not. Now, is that doing anything for this arrow? Not really. I mean, this is now somewhere between 6 and 1, which is not... interestingly, it's slowed down quite considerably, this puzzle, hasn't it? Now, those can't be 1s. So 1 is in one of those two cells. Yes, I could have got to that from having pencil marked it there. That doesn't do much. Right. 6 is looking up at that. There we go. That's a 7. Right, that fixes this arrow. Okay, this is where we were meant to go. I missed this for a while. That's not 8. Now this is a bit more restricted. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Doesn't quite form a quadruple. 8 there. So those aren't 8. And they are 6 and 7. So 6 and 7 can't appear on this arrow. So it's a 3, 5 pair. So that's not got 3. Those don't have a 5. That doesn't have a 3. That is 2 or 4. So this is now odd, 5 or 7. But I don't know which one. We've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad. So one of these is a 9. And they're on a white dot, which looked useless, but now it's revealed as being helpful. That's a 9, 8 pair. Can't have 9, 8 there. Can't have 8 here. This has become a 5 on the arrow because there's a 6, 7 pair in the box now. That's an 8. This is not 4. That's 1 or 2 to complete the column. 8, 5, 6, 7. There can't be a 3 here. And there must be a 4 and 9 in that group. But this arrow doesn't look helpful yet. Oh, this one's got to be at least 3. This one can't now be 5 or 6 because it would be too many. So that's 1 or 2. It's interesting this. These are from 2, 3, 4, 8. The top one and that one can't be 8. So 8 is confined to those two cells. Now, if that's a 2, 3... Oh no, it's not a 2, 3, 4 set because of that. So, yeah, that's not really telling me what this is. Okay, don't quite know what to do with that. Let's just keep going here. 5. Can this... This is a very unresolved arrow circle. I don't know what to do with it. Okay. 8 isn't there, so it's in this pair. This cell. What's in that? Whatever is in it has to be in one of those and one of those. It can't be on the arrow because that's an odd number, so it's not a repeating arrow. I don't know, maybe that doesn't help at all. Can it be the same as this cell? then that would be 1 or 2 less than that. That looks entirely possible. I don't think that's a way to go. Right, now let's have a look at this then. Can this really be 6? 6, 1, 7. Yeah, there's lots of ways to form that. Okay, not interesting. Those aren't 7s. I just spotted that. 3, 4. Oh, that's not a 1. Oh, we've placed the 1 up here. Didn't see that after we got the 1 on the arrow. Probably not going to do anything else, and it doesn't look like it does. We've got a 2, 3 pair. Might be worth colouring these, because I'm running out of other things to do, actually. Let's go orange and green for the 2, 3s. That one is orange, therefore. That one is green. Where else is useful? One of those is orange, one of those is green. Okay, let's do that. One of those is green, one of those is green, therefore. One of those is orange. One of these is orange. That doesn't mean anything about the other not being green. If that's a 2, 3 pair, this is a 1 by Sudoku. If, on the other hand, it's a 1, 4 pair, then bother. Now, I don't know, maybe colouring 2, 3s was not a useful thing to do. I'd love to suddenly spot somewhere that can't be, that looks like it could be 2 or 3, but can't be because it's seeing both an orange and a green, but I can't find anything like that. 1 is in one of these 3 cells. Now, what about this? Okay, if it's 6, this is either 2, 4 or 1, 5 heading up the arrow. If it's 7, it's either 2, 5 or 1, 6. Oh, hang on. If this was 3, 4, if that was 3, 4, this would be a 2, this would be a 3, this would be 1, 3, 4, 2, 1. This would have to be 5, and this would be 2. Oh! No, that doesn't work. Yeah, okay. If this was 3, we end up with a 4 there, 2 here, 3, 1, 5, and we've now got 3, 2 there, and that won't sit with those, because one of them has to be a 5. Actually, well, anyway, that does work. So this can't be a 3. So that's a 5, and I can actually take the colour out, and that has become green. I don't know if that's actually going to help in any way. That's 2 or 3 now. This can't be 1 anymore, or 2 or 3. Oh, it could be 3. If they were both 3s, that could be 6. Can't be 5, so it's 3 or 4. Oh, it's getting a bit more interesting now. If that was 4, you'd have 3, 2, 1, 3 here. Looks like it works. Forces that to be a 7. If it's 6, you get 7, 9 down here. I don't know. That's not actually resolved anything. I thought getting that 5 might be instrumental, and it's not. Okay, what about this cell on the white dot? I haven't thought about that. Can't be 1 or 2 by Sudoku. It's got to be adjacent to this. So it could be 7 or 9 if that's an 8. Otherwise, it's from 3, 4 or 5. But I was going to say maybe they're not all possible, but I can't see why they're not. Oh, goodness, this puzzle went very brilliantly at the start due to the Fistmafel ring, and very trickily after that. I'm missing some very obvious thing. Surely I am. One of those is orange, and the other is a 1. Something here is a 1. come on, Mark. These are from 3, 4, 5, 9. That barely seem... Oh, not 5 because of the quadruple here. So, no, I was going to say 6 in the box must be here, but that's not true. It's going to be all about this, and I don't see how I'm meant to be resolving it. If that was a 7, that's actually the more forcing thing, because it makes this a 3 and this a 4. Then this is going to have to be a 2. And that will be a 3. So if that's 7, this ends up being 3. Then we get a 1 or a 2 here. That's quite interesting. Can this be a 2? Maybe that's the question to answer. Oh, that's nice. This can't... Oh, maybe it can't be 2 or 3. Well, I don't think it can be 2. Because that puts a 3 here and makes 3 orange. If this is a 2... I thought I'd seen this going wrong, but maybe I haven't. If this is a 2, we get a 3 here that's orange. 2 becomes green. All of these would be 2s. Oh, maybe that is not conclusive after all. Okay, I must have not thought my way through that. Not fully anyway. So if this is a 4, then this is a 3. But I still don't know what this is, because 3, 3 is possible. It's very hard to remember sometimes that an arrow can have 2 of the same digit on, but we do need to remember that for this puzzle. Right, what am I missing here, folks? Something big, bold and blatant. I imagine my cursor is probably hovering over it as I say these words. But it's too clever for me now. If that was a 3, 4 pair, that would be 2. This would be 5, 9. Oh, this can't be 3 anymore, because that doesn't give enough here to get to that. So that is 4, 5 or 6. I'm not sure if it ever could have been 3. So we've got 4 of the digits from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So if this was 1 or 2, it would have to be here in column 2. It couldn't be on the same arrow. Okay, if this was 2, we'd get 2s in orange and we're marked. And there. I just don't know. I can't rule other things out. It's not a quad. No, the quads are all right. Something, maybe I should have been marking 1s and 2s because of those and that. It's not many though. Oh, I've chosen the wrong thing to focus on. That's a really interesting puzzle. I've got totally stuck here. 6, 7, 8. There's a 5 in one of these cells. That's totally uninteresting. It's all about this arrow and how it goes down, isn't it? Okay, if that was a 4, this would be 2, 6, 3, 3. 3 would be green. That's all based on a 4 in row 5, column 4. All of this happens. That becomes 3. Then 3's on this dot down here. Then we get a 4-1 arrow here. That becomes 2. I can't see the problem. Maybe there is a problem, but I cannot see it. Repeated 3s seems to work okay, so that can be a 4. What? What's going on here? Let's just keep persevering. There must be a way through this en passe. Oh, 8 is looking at that cell as a 9. I suspect that's not going to be conclusive. It stops this being a 9. It's just a bit of Sudoku marking that I was not doing and unable to do. Now this can't be 7 or 6, so that's 2, 3 or 5. Okay. So that's a quad, and this isn't 4. So one of these is 4, and that's not 4. I don't think we're getting any further forward. We're just slightly limiting pencil marks now. There's a 4, 6, 7 triple, though, that I hadn't seen. Oh, gosh, surely pencil marking isn't going to be the way forward. 2, 5 or 9 there. This can't be 3 or 4, I've just noticed from down here. So that's getting quite restricted to 2 or 5 and 2, 5 or 9 here. So for that to be not a 2, or if that is a 2, maybe that's the interesting thing. Then you get a 2 here. It doesn't really flow anywhere else, that. I mean, there's more pencil marks there than I'd realised, but I'm not quite sure what they're achieving. 4 in one of those cells, 4 in one of those. Five has to be in one of those 3. Oh, Mark, come on. What's going on here? 2, 3, 5. 5 in this? Oh yeah, I've got 5 there. Again, I think this is just a matter of pencil marking. I don't think it's going to oh, hang on. 6, 7 pair makes that an 8, and that one isn't. Oh, imagine if it's just pencil marking letting me down. 5, as I know, is in one of those cells. It's got to be to do with these. What's going on with these that I can't see? If that was a 3, 3 pair, that would be a 4, 1 pair. I don't know what that would mean. Oh my goodness, totally stuck on this puzzle. What's going on? I thought this was going so well, and it's died in a welter of self-recrimination. One of these is green. Is it 3 in one of those cells or 2 there? Wow, there's something very clear going on, isn't there? What is it? I hope it's not just marking things. It couldn't be. 2, 1, 3, 4, 9, 5, 6, 7. 7. It's not this. This has got so many possibilities. If it was from 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 though, that would form a quintuple. Ah, this can't be 8, 7 at least, because then that would be 6 and this would be impossible. So that's not a 7. So 7 is in one of these cells. It's not in any of the pencil marked cells here. Seven in this row. There is a 7 in one of those two, so it's not there. 7 in this row is in one of these two. If that's a 7, the trouble is it doesn't resolve anything else. Making this a 6 is actually the easy option, the option with a lot of possibilities. 7 there is the harder one. I am going to carry on with this. I cannot let this just beat me. If that was 9, 8, is that a problem? 1, 7. If that was 9, 8, this would be a 7, 6 pair. This would be 1, 2, or 5, along with all of these. But maybe 9 is the likely option here. Yes, if that's not an 8, that's an 8. Then we get an 8 here, but I don't think that does anything at all. It gives me a 7, 6 pair here. That's not anything I've been hoping to use for any purpose. Nine there would make that a 4, would make that a 3. Would make that a 3. So if that was a 4, this would be a 2 next to it. Doesn't do anything bad to the puzzle at all. If that's a 2, that's a 2 in orange. That's obviously a 2. But it doesn't, 2s are not very restricted. Is it all about this one? 2, 3 there puts a 1 here. I cannot see what's wrong with this puzzle. I can't see the way through. There must be just one way through, but it is difficult. Okay, either that's a 3, 4, 5, 9 quadruple, or that's a 6. Oh, what on earth? If that was a 6. We go 6, 1, 7, 4, 3, which is quite constrained. Quite constrained. And 3 becomes green. And then 3 becomes these cells if it starts 6, 1, 7 on the arrow. That's a 3, that's a 3. 3 ends up on this white dot. 3, 2, 4, 1, or 3, 4, which makes that a 3, 2, 4 triple. So if this goes 6, 1, that has to be a 1 as well. Well, that's getting quite interesting. Then you get 1 in these positions, and it does then become impossible. That's really difficult though. And I mean, this may not get us very far, but if you start with 6, 1, 7 here, which gives us a 1 here, the 7 here think I'm right in saying forces a 3 there. And now 3 is green. So all the green cells are 3s, including, oh no, I was going to say including that one, and that's not. No, I think I've got this wrong. This is monstrous. 6, 1 there gives us a 7, which makes that 4, 3. Green is now 3. But I thought that meant that had to be green, but it doesn't. Green being 3 is in one of those two and there. So it's not necessarily, oh, it is there. No, I thought it was making that a 3, but it's not. That gets, no, it's very difficult to force that to be a 3 at all. There is no real way of doing that. So that's not even an interesting approach. My goodness, this is hurting my head now. If that was 8, then that's 8. Then we get a 6, 7 pair in the middle row. What does that mean, if anything? I don't know. I mean, that's a 6, 7, but if that's an 8, I can't force one of those to be a 6, 7, particularly with anything remotely interesting about it. Oh, it must be to do with this. If it's from 2, 3, 4, that's a triple. That's a 1 then. Now, maybe that is more interesting than I'm allowing for. Why would that be interesting? Then that would have to be a 9. So I'm on the verge of saying that 9 has to be in one of those cells, but it's not quite true because this could be 5, 4 instead, making that 6. Then we get this train of 5, 4, 6, 1, 7, 4, 3. And where does that lead? If this can't be a 4 and that can't be a 3. Oh, that is where it gets interesting. If this is 7, 4, 3, that can't be a 4 and that can't be a 3. So that has to be a 3 and that has to be a 2. So if this goes 7, 4, 3, this goes 3, 2. Then the orange 2 is going to have to be here. So you've got your oranges in these positions at that point. They're the 2s. But this is based on just a starting 7 in the circle. You've got orange 2s. I cannot see what's going on. Okay, if this is a 2, let's try it that way again. If this is a 2, what colour is it? That becomes a 3. So if it's a 2, it's green. Then we've got green 2s in these positions. Orange 3s. Then this can't be a 2. Oh, look, if that's a 2, which makes this a 3 that a 1, and that a 2. There's nowhere for 2 in this box. Wow, so that's not a 2. That is not simple, and that took a heck of a long time, for which I partially apologise, but really it's due to the brilliant construction. Right, now I've got a 3-4 pair that makes that a 6, and now maybe I've got a tiny bit of traction to take forward. And if you like me at all, you'll be cheering me on from this point, hoping this actually gets something done, because I'm not convinced it does. 6 is looking down there. 9, 6, 7, 4. Right, the 7 does 7 and 6. Now, come on, keep going for goodness sake, puzzle. We've done all the corner boxes now, which unfortunately makes me feel a bit like we've done the out of the way bits. 3, 4, so that's not a 3. This is now a 1, 2 pair. Green is 3, okay. Now I feel we might be onto something. Orange is 2, those two are 2. Ah, there has to be a 2 on this 2 quad. There it is. That's a 1. Let's get rid of the colouring generally, because it's not really doing anything for me anymore, is it? There we go. Okay, so this 3, 5 pair not resolved. That's a 1 though. Are we going to get to this one soon? I'd be very upset if we don't. That's 1 or 2 now in this column, and that's a pair. None of these can be 1, and this now can't be 2 because of the pair in the row. Oh, 3 there. Hasn't fixed this at all. That's not a 2. I've got a 3, 5, 9 triple. 2 is in one of those cells. It's got to be a 5. Oh no, don't say it doesn't get it done. Say it ain't so, JC. 1 has to be in one of these 2 cells. That's hardly interesting. Oh, good grief, we're not there. Well, I deserved that. 8, 6, 7, 7, 4, 3, 8, 6. These are from 1, 2, 5, 9. They're forming a quad with that. They must include 5 and 9. 7, 6, 9, 5. No, it's not done. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to get some big thought again. Or is it? That can't be a 1. 2, what's going on in this row? Where's 3? Either on the dot or there. Oh yeah, this 3, 4 pair. So that's going to mean, if this was a 3, that's a 6, and then this is a 1. But if it's a 4, that's a 7, and this is a 2. So these are always 5 apart. Is that interesting? Oh, whatever this is there. Okay, let's colour these purple and yellow. Come on, this must do something. That's yellow. 1s and 2s. I'd planned to colour them ages ago, not really done it. Maybe that's because they refuse to be coloured. These not actually getting into any other part of the grid. That one isn't quite. It means that can't be 1 or 2. Oh, this can't be 2. That can't be 1 or 2. Oh, come on. What is this about? If this is 6, and we're going 1, 7, 4, 3, 2, that all works. If that's 4, does that doesn't really change the dynamic? Well, it makes that a 7, doesn't it? but that still leaves 2 possibilities here, which is a bigger number than I want to see. This is mind-blowingly frustrating. Absolutely desperate to finish this now. Still struggling like a beast, like a bear in a net. 5, 3, 4, 9, 6, 7, 8. It's this central cell. I haven't marked it at all. There is a, no, not necessarily a 3 up there. Two is in one of those cells. Ooh. No, it doesn't have to be in that because it could be purple. One is definitely in one of those 2, and one of these and one of those. That's where the remaining ones are. We've got the rest in the grid. It's not to do with the between lines. I've done them. It's not to do with the quads. I've done them. It's the arrows. It's not to do with the cages. They're obviously done. It is to do with the arrows. And that's all it's to do with. Unless there is some blatant bit of pencil marking that I'm just not reading right. And there is every chance that's the case, but it is wildly frustrating. Right, if that's a 3, we get a 6 here. Then you get 5 here. Then that's got to be a 4. Yellow becomes 2. Right, what happens down here? That works for this 5 arrow. That's so annoying. Well, mind you, 3, 6, 5, 4, 2 there. Now that doesn't work. Right, if that's a 3, we get a 6 here, 5, 4, and now suddenly we need 2s in both of those positions in the same box. Right. I don't think that was easy again, but I do think that we will finish now. And that's very easy to say at this point and hard to prove. No, it's not. That's become a 7, so we got a 6 there. The arrows, well, that one's not unwound, but hopefully the arrows are finished now. And surely that's going to let us put in everything else. I'm not absolutely sure. I mean, there's many a slip, as we've seen in this puzzle, twixt cup and lip, but that's not a 4. That's not a 4. They're not interesting. Come on, 6 here. What did that do? Not a lot. I'm left with this 6, 7 and 6, 8 pair. Those can't be 2s. 5, 9 pair forces the 1 here. That's the last one in the grid. This is 2, 5 or 9. That's a triple, making this 7. Okay, that's good. 6, 7, 6, 8. That puts 8 here. Now this dot, which I've been waiting for ages, doesn't have 8 or 9 on, or 3. So its odd digit is a 5. There we go. 5, 4. Wow, sometimes it is just doggedness that gets you to the prize at the end. And I'll take it. I really have no pride. I love seeing these puzzles. I love seeing how they unfold. Even when they take an inordinate length of time for what seems like a simple idea and really a very fast break-in. My goodness, if you didn't have the fast break-in, that would be a monster, wouldn't it? I mean, it was anyway. Brilliant, brilliant stuff, JC. Yeah, I feel if Dancing Among the Stars is the theme of the puzzle, I am a clodhopper with 2 left feet, but I've got through it in the end. Couple of massive stages at the end there. Do tell me in the comments if I was missing something much more straightforward, because there's a reasonable chance of that. But enjoyed that a lot. Hope to see you again tomorrow on the channel. Bye for now.